Rave Rant? Want to see the latest Ramsey Show videos going viral? Check out your favorite moments from the Ramsey Show on YouTube. Go watch and subscribe to the Ramsey Show channel on YouTube.
All right, Ramsey Show ending, after show beginning, and I forgot to change the forgot to change the name of it again. Also forgot to change the... I forgot to open up the chat app too. What number is it today? It is number 268. And the date is, 5/2/2022. And here we have live financial advice. Change it from gaming content to podcast and talk show, and update all. Oh, that doesn't help because it's already started. Darn it. Okay, just changing the name of the stream right quick. And then we'll get started. Oh, it changed. Okay, great. I did not realize that would send that change to the YouTube. So let's reload here and we'll verify. How about that? There we go. Okay, so now I need to open the Restream chat. So totally unprofessional. That's why I need an engineer to, or just to get out my list of things that need to be done before I can do a stream. Let's see, what do I put in here? Got money problems, or just want to make sure you are on the right track? Question mark. And then I open the stream plugs, notepad document. Then put my links in. So I am Coach Steve Money. I am a Ramsey Solutions certified financial coach. And if you have that stuff, what up, Alex? About normal. I mean, a little bit more, because Mod got into it a little bit, but it's generally like that. Just maybe a smidge more today. Because there's always going to be people that that think that they have to say what they do. And, like David was saying, he said, oh no, David's plan is great because it got me to here and here and here. And then I disagree with him and then blah, blah, blah. So it's like, you don't need to say the disagreement part. You can be respectful. But, some people think the internet, everywhere on the internet is I can get on there and say what I do and what my opinion is so I can get validation. So, but anyway, if you want to find out what Dave's plan is and then make up your mind, I can tell you that for free. I can financially assess and consult you. You can schedule that at calendly.com/Coach Steve Money. Links at the top of the chat and in the video description below. You can email me about anything. Yes, anything. CoachSteveMoney@gmail.com. And I was supposed to do this later. And PayPal.me/CoachSteveMoney if you'd like to give financial assistance. Any amount is appreciated. The best thing you can do for me, though, is to subscribe to get that 410 mark right there, up to $1,000, and then maybe based on the views and watch time I'm getting now, maybe $20 a month from YouTube. So, but hopefully by the time I get 1,000 there, it'll be a lot more hours, and so will be more money than that. All right, so what did we do today? Okay, so we said 268, and I got a song. That's right, SpongeBob. Why can't we have a civil disagreement? Oh, okay, so I heard this song when I was coming back from having lunch with my daughter before she went back to the state up north today. And this is on the radio. It leaves out this part for some reason. I found 2 different karaokes of it, and both of them leave out this part right here, the bridge part. So we'll just do what we can. You guys ready to sing? We can agree about singing. Like a 1993, something like that. You and me, we come from different worlds. You like to laugh at me when I look at other girls. Sometimes you're crazy, then you wonder why. I'm such a baby 'cause the commanders make me cry. Well, there's nothing I can do. Been looking for a girl like you. You look at me, you got nothing left to say. I'm on and pout at you until I get my way. I won't dance, you won't sing. I just wanna love you, but you wanna wear my ring. Well, there's nothing I can do. I only wanna be with you. You can call me your fool. I only wanna be with you. A little pitchy. Put on a little Dylan, sitting on a fence. I say that line is great. You asked me what it meant by. Said I shot a man and gave her, took his wife to Italy. She inherited $1 million, and when she died, it came to me. Can't help it if I'm lucky. I only wanna be with you. Ain't Sid so cool? I only wanna be with you. Little break there. Yeah, I'm tangled up in blue. I only wanna be with you. You can call me your fool. Only wanna be with you. And then it just skips everything and goes to the end. Only wanna be with you. Only wanna be with you. Yeah, I don't know why it's short, but it just skips that. And yeah, this part is so weird. I never knew that said I say that line is great, but that's fun. And then, yeah, ask me what it meant by. Said I shot a man named Gray, took his wife to Italy. All right, I got it there. Okay. All right, let's do a song we're a little bit more familiar with. Listen for the drum taps. I do not have books or contests, Matt Daniels. Don't just paste the same thing on every show. Nope. Didn't have it loud enough. I don't know if you guys heard it, but didn't hear the drum taps. Let's listen for the drum taps. Like all plans, it starts with step 1. $1,000 emergency fund. Step 2, you'll pay off all your debt. Except mortgage, we don't do that yet. So pay off your consumer debt. Every one of those charges, from smallest to largest. Baby step 3 is next. Full emergency fund of expenses. You stay gazelle intensive. His name is Dave Ramsey, and this is his plan. I hope to meet him. I admire the man. I've messed up in my life, but these steps have made it right. That's why I go, that's why I go, and why I host this after show. If you don't like the way it's working out, you should do the baby steps. And if you want to have financial peace, then you should do Dave's baby steps. Step 4 is when you can take a breath. Go, let's gazelle and invest. Step 5 is to save for your kids. No student loans at all for college. 6 is to pay off your home. Step 7, build your wealth and don't keep it all yourself. And you've lived like nobody else. And now you get to live large, and now you get to give large. His name is Dave Ramsey, and this is his plan. And I hope to meet him. I admire the man. I've messed up in my life, but these steps have made it right. That's why I go, that's why I go, and why I host this YouTube show. If you don't like the way it's working out, you should do the baby steps. And if you'd like to have financial peace, you should do Dave's baby steps. Shove it, take it home. Live from Columbus, OH. It's the Ramsey Show After Show. Here we talk about the Ramsey Show YouTube chat, and the people in it, and all things financial, whatever else I want to talk to. And additionally, I'm your host, Coach Steve Money. I'm a certified Ramsey Solutions financial coach, and you can schedule a free consultation assessment at calendly.com/Coach Steve Money. Links at the top of the chat and in the video description below. You can email me about anything, yes, anything, CoachSteveMoney@gmail.com. You can also reach me on Instagram. Oh. Add me on the Grom at Coach Steve Money. No spaces. As I get my notes back up here. And if you'd like to donate to the channel so I can make it better, that's paypal.me/Coach Steve Money. Alrighty. Let's check in with the chat. Looks like a booming chat here. Let's see what we got. Commanders, better than Redskins. I would have preferred football team, but they couldn't get full trademark on the football team, so they needed a name that they could fully trademark. And Washington Commanders was one of those. She inherited $1 million. No, inheriting $1 million is just an everyday millionaire, maybe. Not even that, actually. But Baby Steps Millionaire is getting there, actually doing the baby steps. But they do still want to hear from you, Dave says on every show, every Millionaire Theme Hour. So trying to get Tina Scher to call up, because she is definitely not a Baby Steps, but she is a regular. She's an everyday millionaire for sure. Boom, boom, boom. Glad you liked the song, Alex. Thanks for the IO, Judy Pine. Good to see you. What up, AJ? What meats are for dinner? Thanks for the IOs, Sid and Obs. AJ and Alex is from Ohio. Where you're at? I'm in Columbus. Let's see. I was about to do the OH again, but that's not necessarily for Columbus. All right. Let's see what else we got going on today. The host today on the first show of May. Happy May, everybody. And that would be the 2nd of May today. And the host would be Dave Ramsey. They do have an event coming up, so there may be replays. There may be a Daveless day, like Wednesday or Thursday, perhaps. Daveless, as he heads out to wherever the event is. I forget where it is. It's the Building Wealth event, and the previous Building Wealth event is still on all of the Ramsey YouTube channels. There's a link to it on all of them. If you go to the main page of all of those, then you can find that and watch that. That's from back in January, I believe. And of course, Dave was in the Dublin, over in Ritchie Town. Dublin's a Ritchie area over there, Alex. AJ's got the pot stickers and spring rolls. Excellent. Thanks for taking time away from those and the fam to spend some time with us, AJ. That's mighty Texas of you, mighty neighborly. So Dave was in the big chair, and co-hosting with him was our guy George Camel. And this one goes like this. Yeah, 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 yeah. He used to host YouTube back in the day. KC calls him George. Camel with a K. Now George hosts 3 podcasts. They don't cost a cent. A borrow future, entree, leadership, and the fine print. Opened up YouTube, saw the thumbnail was Camel. It's always fun with George on the panel. Ayo wears ASOS, Staloni still wears flannel. No one does it better than our guy George Camel. Paid his house off. Baby step 7, y'all. Ordered a Tesla. Got a second dog. He going crazy. Yeah. So that's all we got for that one. Got the, what do I have to, yeah, Diet Coke today, not Coke Zero Sugar. All right, and now it's time where we do a little thing called Market Report. All right, I'm gonna play a little bit longer because that was sweet to see happen today. So I think so. The biggest today, $1.63. So guess who's gonna get the first win of fantasy mutual funds this month? That's your boy. And what fantasy mutual funds is a game my friends and I play with our actual mutual funds. And so I'm more heavily weighted into the large cap, trying to be aggressive per Dave's advice that you can, if you're older when you start to invest, to be a little bit more totes aggress. And that's the dealio. So yeah, so it was like down and up and back down and then back down. And then it sunk way down here. And then all of a sudden, it just goes break. So, and I don't know how this happens. I think computers always start this because they have the computers set to where, okay, if the NASDAQ gets to X, buy, and that may have been this right here. And so if it gets to X, buy, and then that happens, and then the rest of the traders sitting around waiting to see what's going on are looking at the numbers, and they say, oh, that's going way up. That's going way up. I better buy. So they're like in here, and they're like, oh, I better buy so I get all of this. So that's what I think goes on there. Let's see what the S&P, if the S&P was a similar, yeah, basically a similar dealio on all of them probably. But the Dow, the least up. Didn't get quite the meteoric rise there. May have been even further down as far as percentage wise than the S&P and especially the NASDAQ. Russell small cap, Russell 2000 index is the small cap, and basically the same, but maybe not quite as much as either of them, and not getting that big boost like the other ones as well. But can't complain, especially after Friday's bloodbath, basically, what happened there. And so Wall Street's up before the Fed meets. Somebody came into the Ramsey Show chat today and said, oh, did you see what happened to the stock market because the Fed said something about 0.5% rate? But they've been saying that for over a month now, that they're going to do that, or that that's on the table anyway. So there was the possibility of it happening. All right, Hobbs likes the pot stickers and spring rolls as well. All right, what else do we want to do? Oh yeah, we look at the earnings calendar to see what's coming. Pfizer, and of course all your pharmaceuticals may be down just because the pandy's not as crazy as it was. And these are tomorrow, 10 a.m. for Pfizer, 5 p.m. tomorrow for AMD. What else? We got Shopify and Block, formerly known as Square. And Gas and the Mouse reporting next week. What day is the 11th? Let's see, that's 9 days from now. I'll just look on that. Wednesday, that's a Wednesday. Okay, and we'll see how the Mouse is doing and if they've lost subscribers like Netflix has. We shall see. Alrighty. Oh, most followed single stocks on the Google, and the last time I looked at this, about 3 o'clock, something like that. So an hour before closing, and some of them were still in the negative, but they all managed to be positive. Meta platforms look like this is the most up. Artist formerly known as Facebook, 5.32% up today. Tesla, 3.7% up for the Elon, barely up the Amazon. Google owner Alphabet up 2.17% and 0.2% for the Apple. You know, that fruit company, that Lieutenant Dan put all our money in. Rest of the planet, I did not check to see when this happens. So I believe this is like earlier today, because Europe's like 5+ hours. London's 5 hours ahead. So don't know. If I remember, I'll check into that. Asia now, so is Asia going to be that much ahead or that much behind? So I don't know. Like that would have been already today's, or like is this like this is too early to be tomorrow's, right? I don't know geography. Anyway, mostly down is Asia. Currencies, euros down against the US dollar, yen's down against the US dollar. The US dollar is up against the British pound, love, and the Canadian dollar, and the US dollar is up against the Australian dollar, mate. No shrimp on the barbie, no pot stickers and spring rolls for them. Pals in crypto, Cardano, negative barely, and Dogecoin. And once again, a reminder, these don't stop at 4 p.m. Eastern Time like Wall Street does. These are tracked 24 hours. So this basically even there. That's almost like a 0.00000 instead of that. So it's just barely, just a little bit down. All right. AJ's excited about the food there, AJ, or something else? Oh, this is from Investors Business Daily. 3 top S&P 500 stock market gainers today, which were what? EPAM? Never heard of it. Align Technology. Heard of CarMax. Okay, Global Payments. And Moody's were the S&P 500's biggest losers today. Boom, boom, boom. Align Technology, maker of Invisalign. Okay, so I guess the news came out that more people would have misaligned teeth. Maybe, I don't know what would cause that to go up. I guess something, maybe good earnings or something like that. I don't know. Let's see. This from Bloomberg.com. Put faith in these guys. Vanguard clients decry tax debacle. Investor says he got hit with 30,000 surprise bill, and thousands of others may have seen impact after firm made change to target date funds, and they did that without asking, or I guess I'm assuming. So let's see. They start with the persons, the little story, his little story. I don't really care about that. He is just one of potentially tens of thousands of Vanguard clients stuck with significantly higher tax bills this year because of a change the firm made to its target date funds in late 2020, according to a class action lawsuit filed March 14. Yeah, I think we talked about this when that was first filed. Boom, 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 boom. So they made changes to target date funds. Target date funds allow investors to choose a year they plan to retire and then let the firm handle the rest. Boop, boop, boo, doo. Changing a fund's asset mix to gradually become more conservative as the target date approaches. And Dave Ramsey does not recommend target date because he says if the funds you have gotten you and made this much money over this amount of time, why for the home stretch into retirement are you going to change it to something less successful? You're still getting, if you're doing it his way, you're still getting 10 to 12% growth a year. So why change that and to go into a lot of them put like mostly into bonds and other things, and then it goes lower, which is more conservative. You do have less risk of losing because the government guarantees it, but there are problems with that too. There are cons with that. Do I have that? Let's see if that was in. What was that in? Cons of I-bonds. I-bonds, that's a different thing. Each individual can only purchase up to $10K in a calendar year. An investor must hold the bonds for 12 months, and if they sell the bonds before 5 years, they lose 3 months of interest. So that's a problem. And what is it? There are only 2 ways to purchase I-bonds. I think those are the main thing. Are they worth the hassle? Because now there's one today that's 9 point something. But yeah, so you can't take that for 5 years. You got to leave it right there for 5 years, and it's not accessible. So you can't use your emergency fund for that. Boom, 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 boom. There it is. Purchasing. Set up an online account with treasurydirect.gov. The second is to use a Citizens Federal Income Tax Refund and purchase up to $5,000. Okay. Liquidity, tying up $10,000 from savings or any amount could be a problem when using emergency fund money. It says it right there on the non-Dave Ramsey website. So there you go. Is that for you? No, not really, AJ. No, there was a story on it earlier because there's one that's, I know you were excited about the 7% one. There's a 9-something% one now. So, but that's your deal. You can't touch it for 5 years, dog, which I don't think we uncovered that when we talked about it previously on the Ramsey show, pre-show chat. So yeah, 5 years, babe, and you can't touch that. Or, I mean, you can touch it, but you lose, you lose, what does it say, 30%? Boom, 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 where does it say? 3 months of interest. So that makes it even less worth it to try to do. So there we go. So we did that. But yeah, so they changed it, and that made the poured out of retail funds and the lower fee institutional funds, that made it a tax event for those people. Yeah, where they had other tax advantage accounts, right? And then they put it in a different account, and then that made it, I mean, you would think they would have to ask, maybe even get like written permission or something to do something crazy like that, but they are allowed apparently to do that. We'll see. We'll see after the court's done with them. We'll see if they let that go. So that's Vanguard. The Vanguard, the statement is Vanguard has a long-standing history of reducing costs across all products, strategies, and asset classes to directly benefit investors and sometimes causing big tax events for them. That last part I added. Spokeswoman Emily Farrell did not say that last part. I did. By dropping investment minimums for our target date funds, we broaden access to lower cost options for employees in small employer 401k plans. By lowering the cost for these funds, we help millions of investors and individual accounts and retirement plans retain more of their returns, and we'll go ahead and pick up the tab for their tax events. She did not say that last part either, because of course they're not. But they may end up, depending on what the court decides, they may end up paying for it. And more, plus more. Let's see. I knew that, but a 3-month penalty isn't bad. Well, back when it was 7, you take 3 months out of that. That's, what is it? That's a quarter. That's a quarter of your percentage. So then that takes it 7 down to 4 point something, and now it takes it down from 9 something to what, 8, something like that. So it makes it less. But yeah, I mean, if you can be without the money for five years, sure, go ahead. But you don't want to use emergency fund money to do it. And then also, if you're going to have it in there for 5 years, then why not get the 10 to 12 in the market? So, doesn't make sense, really. Because by 5 years, at minimum, in every 5-year period, it's at least back up to the previous high, if not higher. Google make this from what? Reuters, which is like the AP, Associated Press. It's a news agency. Google makes $100,000 worth of tech training free to every U.S. business. Oh, that's fun. I've reached my article limit, but let's see. Alphabet Inc.'s Google will provide any U.S. business over $100,000 worth of online courses in data analytics, design, and other tech skills for their workers free of charge, the search company said on Monday, in exchange for every little single bit of data about you, probably. That's a shout out for Troy Story's DuckDuckGo. But yeah. But that's great. That's great. They will do that. And I will take a look to see what kind of things they do there, because I work at a business, so we'll see what kind of courses, what kind of tech training, we'll see. This from Sid the Kid, field reporter, and there's not really a graphic, but it's in a nice green color. Tesla, and this is the after hours, I think, because Tesla was up more than that. This is the closing, but like on Tesla, I think that's, let's just check. Tesla 3.7. it closed, so it went down since then. So so they're trying to confuse people by having some market close ones and then the after hours. All right, that's your Alibaba. That's like I don't know where they're based. Somewhere out of America, I believe, Alibaba, and that's like a kind of like an eBay or kind of like an Amazon, a different kind of Amazon, and something like that. Let's see. So meet the American middle class. What are we? The middle class is often seen as a topic of discussion amongst politicians and economists. But who makes up the middle class? It's a group that's been shrinking over the decades. To be middle class as a single American, you have to make about $30,000 to $90,000. If you've listened to any politician or just President Joe Biden's speeches, you heard about the middle class, man. Indeed, did you like that one-word impression of Joe Biden? Did you like that? Indeed, most Americans have said they're part of the middle class. 2018 Northwestern Mutual study of over 2,000 adults found that 68% of American adults consider themselves part of the middle class, but as of 2018, just about 52 were middle class, according to Pew Research Center analysts of in the income trends. That's right, Anna? I'm having a brain fart here on that. That's analysts, right? Analysts. That doesn't sound right to me. Okay. Anyway. This is what it'll be like when it'll be like that, but way, way worse, or when I lose my mind during a stream, hopefully. So who is in the middle class? Here's a nice graphic for Troy and AJ. There, you got your lower income there. It's different colors, so you can tell from 2010 to 2020. So the lower income's about the same. The upper income is the one that has grown the most, it looks like, the most percentage wise. Looks like, or that could just be because that's so low. No, probably, I don't know. Let's see what it says. Let's see, this from, this is about 80K to 100K up here, 80K, and then to 90, yeah. Oh, there the numbers are right there. Yeah, about 80, I was right. To 90, and then 185 to 219. So that is 10K out of not quite $100. I mean, $100,000. So that is maybe a 9-ish, something like that, percent. And let's see, 10% of this would be 19,000, and so that's way more than that. So yeah, okay. So that is yeah. So looks aren't deceiving right there. 30 to 90, middle income. Household of 2 would be 42K to 127K to qualify as middle class. So after that, you're in upper class. All right. The household of 4 would have to make, Business Insider, how dare you, would have to make 60K to 180K. Households of 5, roughly between 67 to 201, roughly there. So they're like, after that, they decided, we're not doing that exact math anymore. Here's another one, share of U.S. adults in lower, middle, upper income households. Fun time, there's another one. Men are more likely than women to be part of the middle class. White Americans more likely to be middle class than black and Hispanic adults, who made up the middle class in 2019 and 4 decades earlier. Okay, there you go. There's a nice household wealth of the 50 to 90% wealth percentile. That's a percentage of this percentage. All right, that's a different article. Alrighty. Is it got some time left? Let's go on over to the. Let's see. Let's get back on the chats. AJ will. Oh, AJ did it. Oh, AJ did do that. So his will update to the 9% soon. The bone to pick with someone. Cause I'm a dummy. You know, AJ. Sometimes it works out for people. You know. You might not need that money. You know, for 5 years, you might not need it at all, and then you can say, "Oh, I made this much." And here's another question: do you think we'll all be in the Ramsey Show chat in 5 years? I mean, if any of us change jobs, that could change that. But so we won't know. That's definitely not the way to spell dummy, though. It's D-U-M-M-Y. Alex says Alibaba HQ is in China. Yeah. Yep. AJ likes graphics, pictures for slow folks. Yeah. Picture does speak 1,000 words. That is what they say. All right. So we go to the Ramsey Show chat, and I mean, not the Ramsey Show chat, the Dave Ramsey subreddit. reddit.com/r/Dave Ramsey, and we sort by new. Again, this is not run by Ramsey Solutions. If you want a thing run by Ramsey Solutions, that would be the Ramsey Baby Steps community on Facebook, and that is the only one of its type. There are several. There are 3 at last count. There are 3 Ramsey dating groups there. It seemed like most of the people there are married, though. And just in that group for Dave stuff. And there are other non-dating, just Ramsey groups in there as well that aren't run by Ramsey Solutions. So, let's see. Cover letter head start. 33 minutes ago, we've done one by cover letter head start before. What would Dave do? What would Dave say about financing braces or other orthodontic work? A little cousin needs braces, but their parents refuse because they don't have the money to pay $5,000 in a lump sum instead of doing a plain payment plan. I'm trying to convince their parents that the payment plan isn't debt. Because of how expensive braces are and because you go to get them fixed pretty frequently, it's not uncommon for people to put a down payment down and pay $100 every time you go to get them tightened. You're paying for the treatment, yes, but you're also paying for the visit. Is paying anything in monthly installments considered debt, even if you're not borrowing any money? You're still on the hook on it. It's a gray area. I actually don't recall what Dave would say about that. I don't think so, because you didn't sign. You definitely received a service, but you didn't sign an agreement with the bank to borrow the money, and so you're just paying off a service over time. I would imagine generally he doesn't like that, but you would have to, in this case, you would have to save up the $5,000 first, and then get the braces after that, in which time, of course, little cousin teeth may be a lot worser. You also want to Dave definitely recommends getting a second opinion instead of just going to one person and they say you need braces. Maybe you don't need braces. So there you go. Misspelling things while calling yourself dumb is always good. Good choice. That's a good point. AJ. AJ. That works a lot better than you saying honestly or to be honest. I'm dumb. You know, that works a lot better than that. So good call. But yeah, for that, yeah, I don't remember. I think this has come up a few times. I can't remember what he says about that. Sorry about that. I should know that, but I can't remember that right off the top of my head. If I think about it, I will look it up and get back to you. Let's see what the comments are. He would say, no, it's debt saving. Get the braces. We did. David said multiple times to treat orthodontic work as a service and put it as a line item in your budget. Okay. So Katie did, perhaps knows. A recent caller, he told them that the payment plan is fine, just not one of those loans some offices make you take out. Right. Right. So if it's just a payment plan with the office, I think that's fine. That's what I said originally. Just wasn't 100% sure. All right. AJ enhances the dumbness. That's right. Uh-oh. Let's see. Did you hear Ramsey show discussion for today? If it's Ray Fusion, let's see. All I have to say, take a look at the YouTube comments on that video. Ba-ba-boom, ba-boom, but yeah, okay. Okay. Nothing crazy, but they just said look at the comments. All right, a full check just for me. This from Centripetal Side-Eye. Okay. Full check just for me. Debt free is the flair. Didn't finally finish paying off my student loans. I am debt free. Freedom. It's such a huge weight off my shoulders. I had consolidated and refinanced my student loan. Dave Ramsey does not recommend that. Generally, the idea is that you pay them off faster than it will be to refi them. For you to break even on the refi. Total $49K in early 2019. So nothing that happened with postponed payments or any would-be loan forgiveness applied to me. I started getting really antsy, feeling like I'd be in debt forever, even with the larger payments I was making. I picked bartending up again in July 2021 with $35K remaining on my loans. Excuse me. I was doing 3 to 4, sometimes 5 shifts per week in addition to my day job. And that's how you do it, people. That's how you get out of debt. And I made the last payment on Thursday. Excellent. So excited to see how it feels to make a check and have it be all mine. I do admit I might be a little spendy over the next few months. Well, that's going to be a negative. That's also not Dave's advice. You can celebrate a little, sure. You can have a little celebration, go out to dinner, have a nice dinner or something, but you don't want to go crazy. You want to try to stay gazelle intensive while you, as the song says, right there. Where is it? Step 4 is when you can take... Nope. That's not it. It is baby step 3 is next. Full emergency fund of expenses. You stay gazelle intensive. And if it's in a song, that means it has to be correct. So... there you go. But I mean, you can definitely, whatever you just budget some kind of celebration or something, or buy something that's fun. But you want to make emergency fund a priority because guess what? You just mess around and buy stuff, and then you have an emergency that's over $1,000. Where are you getting the money from? I mean, if it's not that much over, maybe you can cash flow it out of your check, but that's what your full emergency fund is for, so you don't have to do that. But congratulations on being debt-free, obviously. And you want to keep it that way. This from Horror Object 5086. Reach baby step 7. What's my next best step for investing? I'm leaning more towards real estate, but interested to hear what might be working for others. You don't want to do real estate just because you think it might be a good investment. You want to actually enjoy that kind of thing. You want to like being a landlord. Granted, if you have plenty of money, you can hire somebody to deal with everything. And that's fine, but hiring somebody to deal with everything makes it, not worth it. Tommy Morrison in the Ramsey Show chat, he finally decided it's not worth it because by the time you pay for all the repairs to all the houses and such, it's going to be like 10% or less. And you can make 10 to 12, but just by investing. Mutual funds don't call you up at 3 in the morning and say there's a problem, or call somebody you have to pay at 3 in the morning that there's a problem. The HVAC went out or whatever. So as far as the amount you invest, you can invest more than the 15% after you pay the house off, definitely. But AJ might say I-bonds, of course. But again, why would you do if the money is locked up for 5 years anyway? Why would you take 9% instead of the 10 to 12, which the market averages? Alrighty. Alex compares it to college, paying for semesters as you go, paying for braces as the services come up. Okay. This is from one day ago, Financial Peace. So I'm new to the Ramsey community, really enjoy his podcast, The Ramsey Show, as well as listen to all the debt-free screens. Live in a pretty underdeveloped area of town and would love to teach FPU at a local library. Is that a thing I would be able to do? It looks like this is one of the more active groups with members, so I come here seeking solutions. There's 10 comments. Basically, you have to get the location for it. If you're going to do that at the local library, you would have to get permission from the library to do that. And they may have like a meeting room and such, and it may be just as simple as they may have other criteria you have to meet, but it may be just as simple as you saying you want to do that and just signing up for it, and then you can go in there and do stuff. So, but you definitely go to your library and ask about it, and see. And so once that happens, then you can register to be a volunteer. That or either way, you can register to be a volunteer first, and then you can sign up for that. And then that also, teaching it is also the best way to take it for free if you have not taken it before. No particular baby step is required for it, but you have to be able to show that you're making progress. What else was I going to say? Worst things come to worst, you can just do a streaming one, a like on the Zoom or the Google Meets or whatever service you want to do it on, and you can do a virtual one instead. But a lot of people like the local one because you get to be in the same room with people that are going through the same thing that you are, and you can get that support that way. I'm just heading out. What time is it? Almost time to end anyway. Thank you, Obs, for dropping by. Go find a White Castle. Let's see. Liquid heavy metal. How to move with a paid-for house. We have a paid-for house and we're looking to move in the next few months. Is there a reasonable way to move to a similarly priced home without taking a loan? Yes. You get a similarly priced home. Is selling contingency a reasonable option in this crazy market? Yeah, you can put whatever contingencies you want on it. You can put anything you want on it. I mean, it may affect the bids you get or the offers you get, but you can put anything you want on it. And Dave isn't saying keep that house and then take out a loan. Just put a down payment on a next one and then take out a full loan for it. He doesn't recommend that. He recommends that you stay in town, even after you have to rent a house for a month, that kind of thing, to stay in town while your house closes, your house sale. I-bonds advice request. Imagine that. This from Big Beaver 23. What would Dave do? And so you got to watch out where you put, what flares you put on it, because this is what would Dave do. Dave would not do any type of bonds. And so as we've said today, let's say 16 male, I have a few questions. My grandmother wants to buy I-bonds for me. And my brother, 20 male, has 2 years of college left. Is the current rate 7.12, the rate she will be receiving? Also, how long does she have to hold them for, the interest rate to not be reduced? 5 years. How long should she hold these for me and my brother for? 5 years. Also, she said she did not want to put the money in an IRA because of market turbulence. Again, the average is 10 to 12%. The I-bonds will not be doing that. Also, the max amount of money, $10,000. Yes, I was asked by her for me and my dad to do research on the subject. So, yeah. So, everything, sure, let's see, 5 comments. They probably took care of them. Or her. Oh, he said 16 male. So, yeah. So, grandmother wants to do that. The grandmother can do whatever she wants. Dave would probably not. Dave would probably just recommend an ESA, which would, although you're really close to college, so that may not be an option because you will need it in 2 years, and your brother's already in college, so the cash would probably be best for you guys. So instead of investing it at all, you have a little bit more leeway. Assuming you have 2 more years of school left, that's still 3 years before you can take that out without penalty. So that's right, AJ. That's right, AJ. AJ, why did you? I didn't know you had the name Big Beaver 223 on the Reddit. I did also. Why are you saying you're 16 male? Are you trying to hide your stuff? Anyway, but yeah, again, even at 9.12, if you take it out beforehand, if you take it out, what is that? It's whatever you put in it, and then it has to be a year for it to get the rate, and then you will lose 3 months out of that year of interest to take that out to use for college. So yeah, that's a interesting one there. I think Dave would say don't do that. Probably just do the cash. Just give you the cash for college if that's what it's supposed to be for. Yeah. What if his name isn't AJ? Well, you better rename your YouTube channel then. I-bonds are not the new mutual funds. False, Alex. Let's see. This from Positive Grape. And this will be the last one. Should I accept gifts from financially irresponsible parents without savings for retirement, or my special needs, or for my special needs sister? Parents in the 50s have no retirement savings, no savings for my sister with Down syndrome, and keep buying me gifts. Often they're not large gifts, $50 or less, but that money adds up. The government changes Social Security, they're screwed. I feel a moral obligation to have some financial plan for my sister. I don't want her to be at the mercy of government programs or for special needs individuals. So I'd rather my parents spend the money saving for my sister now instead of buying me gifts I don't need. Talk to them about it. Oh, I've told my parents I don't want them to buy me gifts. I told them why. They say I'm being insensitive and it's not my business. What is that your business? They spend their money. They say I'm supposed to accept their gifts because it's their way of showing me they love me. I'm recently married with a baby on the way, so it's an especially emotionally time. All right. After telling them I don't want monetary gifts, my mom still bought gifts for my upcoming baby shower. Should I accept them? They've been living off government and family support for nearly a decade. They own their online marketing business but haven't sold anything in 5+ years. Excellent. They can't cover their own expenses most months. Father is convinced his online marketing business will make him millions. That's his retirement plan. You would think they would have to sell something in 5+ years to be convinced of that. But whenever he suggests that the plan may not work out, he takes it personally and says, no idea what he's capable of. Of course, how can I maintain a relationship with them but set reasonable boundaries? You could just take it and say thank you. Take the stuff and say thank you. But you also could, you also could still try to return it, even if they don't give you a receipt from it. You could still try to return it and get cash for it, and then put that cash aside to give back to them if they eventually come to you for money to try to get try to help them out. So. Yeah, but sometimes you would just have to accept that. I mean, it's up to you. You don't have to, but they, your father especially, don't know about your mother. She wants to do nice stuff for your baby, etc., and for you, of course. But and your father, they don't want to hear anything from you because they used to change your diaper. So that's how that works. That's what Dave says all the time. I did not write that. All right, let's see. How many more that we didn't speak of? We talked about all those. Let's go ahead and do a bonus one. Leveled up baby step 7. Oh, did we do this one? I feel like we did this one. No usernames left. No, I don't think so. All right, paid off mortgage, completely debt free. I got more serious. Refinanced at the beginning of 2021 from a 30 to a 15-year loan. So, how much did that cost? I wonder, because at the beginning of 2021, so that's a year and 4 months. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, a year and 4 months. So in 16 months, how many months did it take you to pay for that to break even on that refi? So that's why Dave doesn't want you to make sure that refining is going to be worth it, because as you can see, you were able to pay it off very, very quickly, and so you possibly could have saved some money. Maybe you're just breaking even there, but that's why Dave says pay it off a lot of times. Just pay it off quick. So then we're paying at least double principal every month, and most of my bonus money as it came in. Still had about $400K to go, but I had a plan to get it paid in about 5 years by keeping up with aggressive extra principal. Oh, but that timeline was shortened. Absolutely. Okay, yeah, long story. Let's see. Vacation with cash. Oh, so they sold a vacation property. Okay, well, that's great. Dave would say to do it, of course, but we also saved and invested with very early, such that say the mortgage was neglected for far too long. When you look at our overall net worth, it seems ridiculous that we even had a mortgage for most of it. But most of it is tied in retirement accounts we can't touch, or real estate we live in, which there's nothing wrong with that. What's wrong with that? If not for Dave, probably would still be bouncing along with a car and house payment and just being normal. I remember when I paid off the cars, how the instant use of cash flow changed things, right? Exactly. Now I have this big boat anchor gone. It is another game changer. I haven't posted in the subreddit for a while, as I have mostly stopped listening to Dave, but I couldn't pass up a post to celebrate this milestone. Still in our late 40s. Excellent. We feel blessed and fortunate to be where we are. All right. So there you go. Baby step 7. Congratulations. Alrighty. Upcoming streams. We have tonight, Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, tech support with Coach Steve Money. And on that show, I do exactly the same thing I did on the Dave Ramsey subreddit. I go to the tech support subreddit and I answer questions on there based on my 25 plus years of being a PC tech. That's a long time. Wednesdays, no set time. Normally about 5 or 6 a.m. The Curse of Oak Island No Cap recap. And this week is the final episode of season 9. There's also an episode, a companion show episode as well. And then that will be the last for this year of Curse of Oak Island until November, I think it generally starts back up again. They're already on the island. Obviously, they get there about like March or something like that, as soon as the weather breaks up there in the northeast, and they can go up there and not freeze their tickets off. So yeah, that's what that is. Wednesdays, no set time. That is a pre-recorded. That is not a live. I may do a live that recaps the entire second part of the season. I did one that encapsulated the first part of the season earlier this year. This show, the Ramsey Show Aftershow show, is Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. And that happens whether the Ramsey Show is a repeat, which it may be on Thursday or Friday. It could be due to, I think, everybody, just about everybody anyway, is going to be at the live event. I don't know what day that is, if that's Saturday or what. So that's the dealio on that. But I'm live, even if it is a replay. So 6 p.m. Eastern Time, Monday through Friday. That's weekdays. Old Man Video Gaming is Wednesdays and Saturdays, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Those are the scheduled too, and I definitely do those. Sometimes it gets pushed back a little bit to later on those nights, perhaps if I have something, a family obligation or something like that. But I do always do those, and a lot of times I get 3 to 5 or 6 other bonus Old Man Video Gaming, especially on the weekend when I have a bunch of time. When Bella gets time, we'll start a new co-op game for father-daughter video gaming. And let's see if we got another subscriber during the show. We did not, but we did not lose one, so that's a win when you don't lose any. All right, so at the top of the chat and in the video description below, all these links are also on the right side of my YouTube banner. And you can schedule a free consultation with me. I am Coach Steve Money. I am a Ramsey Solutions certified financial coach. And you go to Calendly by clicking that link. You click on financial coaching. And then that gives you a calendar. And then you can change the date. For example, this Wednesday, May the 4th be with you. And then you pick your time. And then Calendly will let me know what date that is, what appointment you want, and I will email you back and let you know what information I need about you in order to correctly financially assess you. And we will have that meeting. PayPal is for donations, paypal.me/Coach Steve Money. And any amount is appreciated. The best thing that you can do for me is just subscribe if you haven't. Thank you so much if you have, but subscribing is the best way to help me out because that gets me closer to having YouTube give me money instead of people. Instagram is Coach Steve Money, no spaces, and I did not post anything on there this weekend like I was planning to. I will try to get better at that because I need to put like at least two things on there a week. I should definitely do that. You can email me about anything on my channel. It's CoachSteveMoney@gmail.com right there at the top of my webcam frame. And you can ask me any questions you would like about anything on my channel or anything on your mind. What stuff on my channel, you ask? Oak Island, Dave Ramsey Show, video gaming. I'm currently playing The Last of Us, the first game right now. It's a fun highlight. Computer stuff, the music I've written, not music, the words I've written to other music. And also has 2 Throwcat songs on there, recorded in 1992 or 1993. 1993, I think. And that's my favorite band. World is my favorite song. Forever and Ever, for always. And I have highlights. I got a bunch of other playlists on here that don't show as well. But anything you want to talk about, we can. I have one that has clips. This is a clip from a podcast. This is Bert saying 100%. I'll tell you right about
Yeah, I mean, it became like
hyperbole. 100%.
Yeah,
Everything is 100%.
everything. 100%.
That's what
100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. Hold on, hear me out. 100%.
So that's the dealio on that.
It's like
eBay, I think I've sold all the stuff that's in there. I should probably delete those. Except actually it might be stuff I just took off and decided to repost later, maybe. Board Gaming with Stephen Glenn is a stream series I used to do until he lost interest in it. He is a award-winning board game designer, and we do play one of his games as well as other ones as well. We have a separate playlist for father-daughter video gaming. What else do we have? Financial is basically all the Ramsey Show, Aftershow shows too. I think I will stop putting them in there and take all those other ones out and let the financial stuff just be for like maybe clips and other things. And of course the music playlist. All right. All right, that'll do it. I will see maybe some people in about 46 minutes doing tech support with Coach Steve Money on all of these Coach Steve Money channels. Let's see. AJ getting the little one ready for swim, and he bounced. Magical Elixir, thanks for dropping by. Appreciate it. Alrighty. Make smart financial decisions every day.